Hi again, it's Grandma here. I have for you a story and then a short poem. This story is about Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Now, Ali Baba was a poor man who lived with his wife in a town in Persia. One day he went to the forest to cut some firewood and he saw a band of 40 thieves, so he climbed into a tree and hid himself. The tree grew beside a great rock, and the 40 thieves came up to the rock, and they cried, "Open, Sesame!" A door opened in the rock, and it led to a cave, and the 40 thieves went in, and they placed there the gold and silver that they had stolen. Then they came out, and they cried, "Shut, Sesame!" Then the cave closed up, and they rode away. And Ali Baba came down from the tree, and he cried, "Open, Sesame!" Again the cave opened, and he entered, and he found himself in a treasure house with sacks of gold and silver. And seeing that it had all been stolen, Ali Baba seized as many sacks as he could, and he took them home. "Now," he said to his wife, "I will soon grow as rich as my brother Kasim." Another thought pleased him very much, for his brother was a proud and haughty man and had married a very wealthy woman. "We must go and see how much gold we've got," said Ali Baba. And so his wife went to Kasim's house, and she asked for a loan of a measure. Kasim's wife wondered what sort of grain her poor sister-in-law had got, so she put a little wax under the measure, and when the measure was returned to her, she found, to her immense surprise, a piece of gold sticking to it. She at once told Kasim, and Kasim went to Ali Baba and asked him where he had got his gold from. Ali Baba frankly told his brother about the treasure house in the rock, and told him how to open and shut the cave. "I'll have all that gold carried away for myself before Ali Baba gets a share of it," said Kasim to himself. All at once he took the 10 mules to the cave with the idea of loading them with all the sacks. He cried, "Open, Sesame!" and he got into the cave, and he danced with delight when he saw how much treasure there was. But at last, when he became so excited that when he wanted to take away the sacks, he forgot the words that opened the cave. "Open barley," he said. "Open wheat." While he was trying to think of the right word, the 40 thieves returned, and they found him in the cave and killed him. The next day Ali Baba went to go get some more gold, and he discovered in the cave the body of his brother, and he carried it away and had it decently buried. Then, in accordance to Persian customs, he took his widowed sister-in-law to live with him, and with her came a clever female slave named Morgiana. When the 40 thieves found the body of Kasim had been removed, they were full of fear. "So there's another man who knows our secret," said their captain, "but I know how to find him." He disguised himself, and he went to town, and he inquired if a man who had been slain by the sword had recently been buried, and then he learned that such a man had been buried by Ali Baba. "Now," said the captain to his thieves to his men, "I must arrange to get all of you quietly into the house of this Ali Baba, and you must come out at night and kill everybody there and escape without being seen." So he brought some of his huge leather jars in which the Persians used at that time to keep their oil, and he got a thief into each one of them, and he covered them up, and he left a little space for air. Then he put them all on some mules, and he took with him one jar recently filled with oil, in case he should be called upon to show what he carried. And he traveled at night from the forest and into the town, and he stopped before Ali Baba's house. "I have brought my oil from a good distance," he said to Ali Baba, "and now it is too late to go to an inn. Will you kindly put me up for the night?" Being a kind-hearted man, Ali Baba welcomed the captain of the 40 thieves, and he told his servants to look after the mules and bring in the jars. Morgiana was sent to cook a supper from the for the strange guest. Finding that she had no oil to fry the meat in, she went to take a little out of one of the jars. When she approached, the thief inside thought that she was the captain and whispered, "Is it time?" "Not yet," said Morgiana. She went from jar to jar and found there was a thief in each, and at last she came to the jar that was filled with oil. She heated the oil in a great kettle, and then she crept up to the jars, and she poured in the hot liquid and scalded all the thieves to death. "Now we'll see what happens," said Morgiana. At the dead of night the captain tried to rouse the thieves, but after peeping into the jars he found that all of his men were dead, and he rushed quickly out of the house. In the morning, Morgiana told Ali Baba the whole story, and Ali Baba buried the dead thieves secretly the next night. "But remember," said Morgiana, "there is still one thief left at large, and you must be on your guard, for he will never rest until he's killed all of us who know his secret." Morgiana was right, for the captain of the 40 thieves soon returned in a new disguise, and he set up as a shopkeeper and tried to make friends with Ali Baba and get an opportunity to kill him. One day Ali Baba invited him to come to supper. Now there is a very strange law of honor which all the Persians and other Mohammedans strictly observe. Even the very worst men among them will not kill anybody with whom he has eaten salt. So the captain of the thieves said to Ali Baba, "I should be pleased to sup with you, my friend, but I must confess that I have a very curious taste. I can't bear the least bit of salt in any dish." "Oh, that's easily arranged," said Ali Baba, and he told Morgiana not to put any salt in the meat for supper, and that made Morgiana suspicious. "So your new friend is a man who will not eat salt with you," she said. "I must look at him." She did so, and despite the new disguise, she saw that he was the captain of the thieves. Moreover, she saw a dagger hidden in his dress. So she said to Ali Baba, "Tell your strange friends that one of your slave girls will come and dance with him before supper." Before the supper was over, she entered the room attired in a beautiful dress, and she began to dance the dagger dance. She whirled around and around in graceful movements, holding a dagger in her hand. Then she rushed at Ali Baba and pretended to stab him. Then she lightly danced up to the captain of the 40 thieves, but instead of pretending to stab him, she drove the dagger into his heart. "I have recognized the villain," she said. Then she showed the dagger hidden in his dress. Ali Baba then married Morgiana to his eldest son and gave her as a dowry a large share of the treasure of the cave in the forest. So I guess that that captain of thieves didn't get along very well. If the girl servant has figured him out. Let's see. Okay, our little poem. "Where are you going to, my pretty maid?" "I am going a-milking, sir," she said. "May I go with you, my pretty maid?" "You're kindly welcome, sir," she said. "What is your father, my pretty maid?" "My father's a farmer, sir," she said. "Say, will you marry me, my pretty maid?" "Yes, if you please, kind sir," she said. "Will you be constant, my pretty maid?" "That I can't promise you, sir," she said. "Then I won't marry you, my pretty maid." "Nobody asked you," she said. I think that's kind of funny. Nobody asked you. Let's see. And here is a little lullaby written by Sir Walter Scott. Oh, hush, hush thee, my baby, thy sire was a knight, thy mother a lady, both lovely and bright. The woods and the glens and the towers which we see, they all are belonging, dear baby, to thee. Oh, fear not the bugle, though loudly it blows, it calls but the warders that guard thy repose. Their bows should be bended, their blades should be red, ere the step of a foeman draws near to thy bed. Oh, hush thee, my baby, the time will soon come when sleep shall be broken by trumpet and drum. Then hush thee, my darling, take rest while you may, for strife comes with manhood and waking with day. Wow. I don't know that I would particularly want to sleep after something like that. So, that's enough for now, and I'll get something up more tonight or tomorrow. All right. Bye bye.